Some good words spoken have evil hearts behind it. Or in other words, not every good word spoken about you has a pure heart behind it. Why do I say that? Because King Herod, he said, go and search carefully for the young child. And when you have found him, bring back word to me that I may come and worship him also. Man, King Herod did not want to worship Jesus. The man wanted to kill Jesus. Murder was in his heart. So he spoke a good word, a religious word, like, oh yeah, I want to go worship Jesus. Let me see the King of Jews. I want to worship him. But in his heart, it was murder. It was wickedness. And so that made me think, man, like, yo, like, that's why I was like, yo, flattery is so wicked, because there are good words, but it's wickedness behind those words, right? And so it just made me think about that, man. Like, yo, take the word of man with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? And then we know that it was murder in his heart because, one, Joseph had a dream about it. The Lord warned him, like, by sending the angel in his dream. And then number two, King Herod literally massacred children. He literally sent out the decree or legalized, hey, we're going to kill all male children from age 2 and under, right? That's wickedness. But, yo, it made me literally think about this. It made me think about abortion. And let me tell you why. Because after the children were killed, it says in verse 18, it says, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation, weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted because they are no more. And so this is prophecy fulfilled, right? But at the end of the day, these were mothers who lost their children through a legalized way. And I look at abortion as a legalized massacre of children. And so, listen, man, don't believe what people say. Women actually go through emotional pain and trauma and mourning when they go through abortion. My wife tells her testimony all the time about how she had an abortion and the shame and the condemnation that God had to deliver her from. And so I just want to throw that out there. But if you did, or if you have had an abortion, listen, there's forgiveness in Jesus. There's healing in Jesus. And there's freedom from condemnation and shame in Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. All right. The third point.